Hello po mga kababayan, balik po tayo, usap-usap ulit tayo. This is Nancy Bicolana. Ngayon po ang pag-uusapan natin ay itong talagang ibinulgar na ni congressman, ng bagong congressman na si Congressman Leandro Legarda Livesti, na ito daw po palang si congressman ang big fish. Pinangalanan na. Babayan, ito pong pinangalanan niyang congressman na taga Batangas ay ito yung tinalo niya noong 2025 election. But mga kababayan, itong si congressman, yung asawa niya pala ay nakatatlong termino na yan. So umalis na yung asawa niya, yung babae, so kaya pinalitan ito nung Agis ng 2022, 'di ba? Ni congressman na big fish. Panoorin po natin ito kasi ang dami pong mga nangyayari sa ating bansa. Ngayon, parang gusto na naman po nilang iligaw ito. So, sana po, wag nating iiwan ito. Hindi dapat kalimutan, as usual, na kapag mayroong nadidiscover, bigla na lang parang ang daming nangyayari sa ating bansa at parang purposely na i-bombard tayo ng mga daming sitwasyon. Kagaya ngayon, tingnan mo. Saan sila tumatakbo? Sinong binabanatan nila ngayon? Sinong gusto nilang imbestigahan ngayon? Yung Davao City na naman. Duterte na naman. Diyos ko po, ang kakapal ng pagmumukha ninyo. Ang problema po ay korupsyon dito sa flood control. Ngayon mga kababayan, ang binabaha ay ang Manila at iba pang lugar. Bakit kayo gusto ninyong parang unahin na naman ang Davao? Talaga ng mga kababayan, kaya wag natin itong tatantanan at ito po na sinasabi ni Congressman Leandro Legarda Livesti, itong big fish, sa akala ba natin isolated lang ito? Na parang isa lang congressman ang alleged tumatanggap? Isa lang? Ito po, panoorin po natin. In-interview kasi siya ito po mga kababayan, na hindi yata ito. Ito nga. Ito mga kababayan, panoorin po natin ito at para wag sana natin itong tantanan. Kasi mga mukhang ginagawa na naman nila. Biro mo, tingnan mo, binanata ni Abante. Ito daw na flood control project or funding nung nandiyan pa si Tatay Digong. For God's sake! Wala na po yung tao. Walang problema, sure, bumabaha daw sa Davao, pero agad-agad namang humuhupa. At nakita nyo naman yung structure ng kanilang flood control. Meron bang nagiba? Meron bang ghost project? Meron bang substandard? Ang problema ito nakita ni Bongbong Marcos, nakita niya ni Senator Marcoleta, nakita ng lahat, inamin ni Bunuan na may problema, may ghost project. May inamin nga si Bunuan, di ba? Na yes. 5 yata yung sinasabi at may sinasabi pa siyang na parang half ghost project, kumbaga kalahati lang ang ginawa, kalahati hindi. So, ang problema andyan sa harapan ninyo. Bakit hinahanap nyo na naman yung Davao? Yung Duterte na naman. So, akala ninyo magiging famous kayo dyan, kakaganyan ninyo? Ginagalit nyo lang ang tao Yung problema ng bayan, nandyan sa harapan ninyo, nakatingan, nakatiwangwang, tapos hanap kayo, Duterte. Sama sa tulong-tulong na naman kayo andyan pa rin si Puno, yung isang bagong di ko kilala nga yan. Just because na Puno ang last name ninyo, ibig sabihin mayroon kayong lisensya para bumanat ka rin kay Duterte. Di ba? Yan po So, ito mga kababayan, panoorin natin to. Interview ni Pinky.
However, there was something you said during today's press conference that this was the practice. Hindi mo ba? The practice of what? Of the previous administration, of the ex-congressman. Would
Ex-congressman.
that still be accurate, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So, who is the ex-congressman?
You can find that out on
I
Wikipedia.
already did. It's former Congressman Eric Buhain. Tama?
Ay.
Siya po. Kasi it's an easy fact check. And he's the same person that you ran against in the 2025 elections. Nanalo po
Diba?
kayo, 250,000 something votes versus 75,000 votes of the
Wow.
incumbent Eric Buhain. So, ano hong ibig sabihin ito? Kasi pag sinasabi niyong they're so comfortable, number one, are you saying that how much is the percent, sir, that this DE is saying, district engineer?
Ang sinasabi niya, for the 2025 projects, makakakuha tayo ng 5
To 10.
hanggang 10%.
Okay.
Wow.
So 2025.
Projects that were already awarded. And ang sinasabi ng iba ay para sa mga bagong projects pag tinatawagang horizontal roads, flood control, 15 to 20%. Pag vertical, multipurpose buildings, classrooms, hospitals, baka
Up to 10.
10%.
At sinasabi, yun ang passion mo, di ba? Especially
Opo.
education, no?
Kaya gustong-gusto ko po ilaan na lang ang budget ng DPWH sa mga classrooms kasi, syempre, hindi ko naman po iniisip yung SOP. Pero
Yeah.
kaya siguro, ang DPWH nag-propose for 2026 ng napakaraming mga flood control projects kahit na sabi ni PBBM, ayaw niya ito.
Yeah.
Dahil
Oh.
may something sa mga flood control projects na mas na-incentivize ang iba na mag-prioritize ng flood control.
Did the district engineer say that the previous administration ay tumatanggap?
Yes.
Sinabi po niya
Yes.
yun.
Actually, he said, in almost sweeping terms, lahat ng mga projects ay meron.
Meron. Sinabi po niya si congressman.
Yes, siya daw ang pumipili ng mga
Yeah.
contractors.
So,
Sabi niya,
dalawa yan, sir. Sorry to cut you. First, I need to make sure from you that he said that tumatanggap si dating congressman. Affirmative, sabi niyo po. Sabi ni
Meron.
district engineer Meron.
Meron.
Tapos, yung next po yung sinasabi niyong rigged. Ito pong mga bidding. Ibig sabihin, as you mentioned a while ago, you already said it kanina na pinipili ni congressman ang contractor. Tama ho ba?
yes, what he explained to me was the DPWH's job is to publish the bids. And then, in the case of that particular congressman, may mga contractor na dumadating, maybe they buy the bidding documents, they bid, and somehow there is a certain contractor that wins. And you can see from the list of projects that a few contractors have cornered the lion's share of projects in that district.
Sir, I'll
and don't
name
have
them.
that many outside of the district.
Yeah, okay. Kasi our reporter, Joash, already had a story on this. And I also looked at Sumbong sa Pangulo. Please correct me if I'm wrong because I know you did a site visit and it's good that we talk about that in a bit. Nangunguna dito ang VR patron or patron builders and development.
I think that there's a contractor with a bigger share of projects pero hinihiram lang niya ang lisensya ni VR Patron.
Okay.
Grabe.
The second one is Alpha and Omega General Contractor.
That's one of the big contractors
Yeah.
that has been flagged by PBBM.
Yeah, number 2 yan kay Pangulo. Number 3, ito po yung nakita ko, especially dun sa site na visit nyo. I'll talk about that in a bit. Vicmar Construction Incorporated.
That's also one.
Yeah. So, are you saying that ito pong tatlong,
May isa pa na
May isa ba? Okay.
nangihiram ng
Go ahead, sir.
lisensya.
please identify.
But I would
Ayaw
rather
sabihin.
protect my personal safety
How's that? Okay.
by not pinning down particular contractors. Because let's be real here. The contractors are interchangeable. If a congressman doesn't choose one contractor, he'll choose another contractor. The big fish really here is the district representative.
That's what I was
Is
going
the
to say.
congressman.
Kasi if you're saying it's the congressman that can choose A, or I do not like A, I'll choose B,
Nako.
sino ho ang pumipili? Eh di si congressman, hindi ho ba? So si Big Fish, it's clear. I mean, sabi
Si
mo nga, real
congressman.
talk, si Big Fish, si congressman.
Diba?
Yan ang sinabi.
Ni DE, ni district engineer.
Sabi daw, minsan, sinasabi pa na kay ganun yan. So, I think this is not surprising to your viewers. It's already people's perception of politicians in this country. And again, I laud the administration for bringing more urgency to reforming DPWH procurement.
Yeah.
But I think that the obvious thing for Filipinos is there's a reason why other people spend so much to win elections, even if they have no source of wealth outside of politics.
Kasi,
Because there must be some way that they can get a return on their
ROI.
investment from
Mag-ROI
running
po
an
sila
election.
sa kanilang pagiging congressman. So,
sabi niya, parang kumbaga, dyan sa atin, kaya yung maraming tumatakbo at gumagastos ng malaki, kahit wala naman po silang kumbaga source of that funding, o hindi naman sila sigurong kayamanan, hindi katulad niyan, bilyonaryo. But anyway, kumbaga, pinipilit nilang tumakbo at gastusan ng pagkalaki-laki kahit wala naman po silang pinagkukunan talaga ng ginagastos nila. Kasi nga po, yung tinatawag nila ng ROI, yung Return on Investment. So, sinasabi sa atin, tumatakbo sila as parang representative ng taong bayan. Pero kung hindi naman pala, alam naman pala nila na makakakuha sila ng malaking pera dyan. Kung wala nga silang pinagkukuhaan, ginagastusan nila. So alam nila na mayroong balik.
before we move to that next subject, no, si District Engineer, sinabi ho diretso sa inyo na si dating congressman ay merong kickback.
Meron.
Meron.
Sinabi lang meron. Hindi po ginagamit yung salitang
May 10 to 20%.
may 10 to 20%. Yun yung kanyang mga salita. May 10 to 20% si dating congressman. Okay.
I think that the district engineers don't know exactly how much a congressman gets on a given transaction kasi dumadirekta sila sa mga contractor. Ang sinabi niya, yung mga contractor, binibigay kay congressman yung
10 to 20%.
yung SOP. So hindi alam ng district engineer.
Yeah.
Meron daw iba na dumadaan sa district engineer. And other congressmen and senators have been making public statements about how that culture should also change.
Right.
But yung mga magaling na congressman sa gawain na ito ay minsan sila nga yung mismong contractor, di ba? So iba-iba po yung mga models. Pero in the particular
Wow.
case of the First District of Batangas, one family has been entrenched in this district for a long time, which is why they seem to have had a good handle on how to handle these DPWH projects.
And are you talking about the Ermita Buhain plan?
Yes.
Okay. Because yun naman po yung natalo ninyo. Dahil bago po yun, just for history and being factual about this, ang tinalo nyo po ay si Congressman Eric Buhain. Prior to him, yung asawa po niya
Yeah.
ang naging congresswoman, hindi ho ba, for 3 terms. The reason he ran was because natapos na po yung 3 terms ng kanyang asawa and prior to that. Okay, so that's just a brief background on that. Quick question because I want to move to your
Tulad ng mga ginagawa nila, pag tapos na si Mr., si Mrs. naman. So, ayan.
site inspection, which is actually quite interesting. What if they say, nako, si Congressman Leviste naman, sinisiraan si Congressman Buhain dahil para wala na silang pag-asa sa susunod na election?
I suppose the facts speak for themselves, but I'm also focused on evidence. And that's why you talk about site inspection. If the program of works of DPWH says that a sheet pile should be 15 meters, and because nasira yung flood control project, we can pull out a sheet pile and see that it's actually 4 meters, then whatever motives one would ascribe for that exercise, one can say that something really went wrong.
You know, sheet piles is something we've been talking about due to this flood control controversy. We'll understand it more because Congressman Leviste went to a site in the 1st District at ang balita ko, nagrent daw kayo ng backhoe at chinek nyo itong sheet pile.
Maraming mga flood control projects na hindi ma-audit kasi nakabaon yung mga sheet pile. Pero nasira ito ng Typhoon Christine. At kaya pala nasira dahil yung 15 meters dapat ay 4 meters lang pala. And we were able to then have this
4
rare
meters.
opportunity to measure it, and it begs the question, yung ibang mga sheet piles, lahat ay dinadaya din ba?
Yeah. So ulitin natin, ang lumalabas sa inspection nila, Congressman, chinek nila yung lapad o laki ng sheet pile, lumalabas 4 to 5 meters lamang. And this is I guess the point here. Ang binayaran supposed to be 15 meters. Pero yung ginamit, lagay na natin, sir, sa 5. Maximum 5 meters.
And in defense of DPWH, we would want them to be able to give their take on why the discrepancy. But there was a representative on site, but as soon as the sheet piles were being removed, they left.
Yeah.
I think that there's a need for...
So, meron palang representative ng DPWH habang binubunot nila yung bakal na yan. Dapat nang nabunutan nila, umalis. Ano ba yan?
or confrontation of the discrepancies, because there's a lot of congressional and Senate hearings. But what is really undeniable is when you look at program of work that was bid and an acceptance of the engineers and the actual work on site, there's no denying that something goes wrong if there's a discrepancy of what has actually been installed.
Are you going to look at other projects, sir? Kasi I looked at the sumbong sa Pangulo. Dito po sa Binambang River, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. Tatlo po, no? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, tatlo. By Vicmar Construction. All in the year 2023. And here's the thing. 1 in November, 1 in and 2 in December. And it says, construction of riverbank protection along Binambang River, STA 0+000, Santa, hindi ko na po ito maintindihan. Construction of riverbank protection along Binambang River. Ganun din po. Construction of riverbank protection along Binambang. To the tune of, one is about 77 million, the other one is 96 million, the other one is 77 million. More or less, that's about what, 240?
We actually researched the other DPWH lists of projects and found that there's actually 1.1 billion of Binambang River projects.
Wow.
For some reason, not all reflected on the Sumbong sa Pangulo website. And
From the year 2022 to 2025?
some starting 2020, I think,
Okay.
but completed 2022. I think the website lists completion dates. So
Yes.
during that same time period, there were actually more projects.
Yeah, it's not here because may completion date nga ng 2022 yung sa Vicmar, no?
Yes, but I think the reason why flood control projects are popular among those who would like source of corruption is because it's harder to audit, because if this were not uprooted by Typhoon
Yeah.
Christine, we wouldn't have been able to pull it out
Yeah.
without destroying the project. But apart from flood control projects, there's also lots of roads that are...
Kumbaga, sabi niya, ang dahilan kung bakit nagiging paborito ito, nung kumbaga mga corrupt na official, na government officials, or kahit hindi government officials, kaya ito nagiging paborito kasi mahirap i-audit. Katulad nga po yan ng binunot nilang bakal na yan. Kung hindi pa raw nasira yan ng bagyo, hindi naman malalaman kung gaano kung talagang nasunod ba yung kanilang yung haba, 'di ba? So since na ito ay nasira na nga ng bagyo, so na check nila. Kasi hindi naman po pwede yan. Paano nga naman ma-audit yan? Hindi naman po pwedeng bunutin yan at tingnan habang buo yung structure, 'di ba? So hindi mabubunot yan. So hindi ma-check. So i-audit mo ba yan? 'Di ba?